think it was a good performance. I think that he did everything I wanted him to do. I mean, I didn't care about the knockout. I just care about the victory because, like I said, I'm going to keep saying it's all about building and developing and getting better and better and better. And so this is the first step. And it's not. And this is a fight that was more challenging than everybody would imagine because, like they say, it's a step down. But in reality, with a step down, you can overlook a guy like that. And a guy like that can always beat you if you don't focus. So see, in ideal, in theory, it's a step down, but in reality, a guy like that has nothing to lose. And if you believe you're better than you really are, you can get in there and lose to a guy like that.
Obviously, time is critical between a trainer and a fighter. Do you think Anthony should have maybe one, even two of these types of fights at this level before he goes on to Fury or Wilder, etc.?
I think he can take, each fight can be a step up because I think that in reality it's like how you face fighters and how you face situations. It's all about the competition. And that's really, obviously you see he'll be better and better and better the next fight. But think about this, we only had 10 weeks to train. That was it, 10 weeks to train. And really like 9.5 because we missed some time in between that. So really about 9 weeks to train. So when you think about it, with that being said, he stuck to the script and he believed in the script. He believed in what I wrote out. He believed in our strategy. And I love it for that.
So if Eddie, his promoter, did strike a deal with Queensbury for Tyson Fury or Joe Joyce or with Deontay's Wilder's guys, you welcome that as his trainer for his next fight, Derek?
I think that I'm not involved in that part of it. So
you have an opinion as his trainer.
Yeah, but I want for him what he wants. So if he wants that type of fight, I'm ready for that fight. I only want what they want. I have no choice. I don't really care about it. It's his career. I'm just help guide him, help prepare him, get him ready.
How do you think he would fare against Tyson Fury?
Man, why you ask me a question like that? That's a dumbass question.
Why is it?
I think he's gonna lose.
How does he fare?
What are you talking about?
How's the fight go?
Well, why would you ask me how does he fare? I'm not gonna ever say I'm gonna lose. I don't believe in losing. So then why?
How does he go about winning the fight? How does he fare against Tyson Fury?
Hey man, he gonna win.
Okay. He knocks him out, or?
I don't know about all that. I don't know about all that. All I know is I can't imagine myself or my guys losing.
No, I didn't ask that. How does he go about winning? Fair in terms of his performance?
I watched Tyson Fury, but not enough to watch him in competition for him. So I just watched him as a fan before. So I never watched him as somebody that, I don't know. I gotta watch him. I haven't really seen him. I seen him fight the Wilder. I haven't seen him fight, be into it. I don't know.
And those are the words of Derek James. As you can see that he rather got outraged because of a question. And a lot of people, maybe it's a language barrier because you guys over in the UK use certain words that we don't use over here. But we all speak English, bro. So he knew what he was pretty much asking him. You know what I mean? So we can cut hairs or split hairs over what he thought he meant. But no, well, how does he go about doing it? And he's like, man, what you asking me that for? Why the fuck? I'm like, damn, take it easy, Derek. I think that a lot of people would, ask. But then here's the thing. I always play devil's advocate because it's almost like, well, what if, here's the thing. If you're Derek and someone asks you that, you're being the trainer, especially a trainer like Derek, maybe it's because he's, trainer of the year last year, ego or whatever, he's going to tell you what he feels. Like he said, I don't see any of my fighters losing, and he's talking about, Michael and Errol and those guys, you know what I mean? So, maybe that's that. But for him to get like, hey, for him to just say, well, I think it'll be a pretty good fight. He'll say, man, what are you asking me about? I think that was ego. You know what I mean? But then realistically, what trainer is going to say, let me put it this way. What confident trainer is going to say, I think my fighter's going to lose. I think Tyson Fury's going to beat Anthony Joshua. You know what I mean? Like, I don't think that you'll get that type of honesty out of Derrick James. Not with that type of ego. No way in Hades that's going to fly. Okay, so I think, the Umar pissed off Derrick James by asking him that type of question, because, Derrick James, you could tell he has a kind of a temper himself, and then people might connect the way Joshua was acting, between rounds with Jermaine Franklin, after the fight with Jermaine Franklin, you know what I mean? That thing after that fight with Jermaine Franklin, so, maybe that was it. And then, and Derrick wasn't really pissed off or nothing. He was just kind of like, hey, that's what we do in Texas. It reminds me of a story. Okay, I'm going to tell you. Texas, the Dallas area, Fort Worth, Dallas. And I was a teenager in the 90s, okay? And mid to late 90s. And what I've noticed about guys from Dallas and Texas, they're real jumpy. And they'll say certain words that makes you know that they're from that area. Just like certain slang, New York, nah, I mean, that's New York, different places, they say different stuff. And it just puts me in a remind of a guy that always just he was just stupidly aggressive, but he was from Dallas. He was from Texas. So, Derrick James is from Texas, right? That's how that is. And certain things he will say and how he will respond based on, your environment or whatever. But yeah, I thought that was rather aggressive on how Derrick answered him. You know what I mean? Because he didn't have to. He could have chose a better demeanor, or he could have chose to respond in a different way, than how he responded. But anyway, you guys tell me what you think of Derrick James going off on IFL Umar, about a question concerning Tyson Fury. Of course, please subscribe. And you guys been Counterpunch. Peace!